Hello and welcome to the best and worst of Walt Disney World. My name is Oliver Green and today I am joined by the one, the only, drumroll please, Steve Porter. There he is.
Hey guys.
You look like an anime character then, Steve. So me and Steve are here today. We're doing the best and worst for you, and the topic of the day is the top 5 things to do at Walt Disney World outside of the parks. So we've got a list of 5 things that we came up with together that you can do outside of the theme parks at Walt Disney World Resort. So I think it's a pretty cool list, actually. We thought long and hard about this. So what do you think, Steve?
These are good. I mean, these are good alternative park day things. Like if you don't want to, maybe. I mean, a lot of these do cost money. This isn't a free list, but it is. I think it's a good list for people to consider if they're not going to be in the park for the day.
Yeah, that's true. And we've got prices on a lot of the things that we have on our list. So you'll see. So they range a lot. Some are very affordable. Some are. They're a bit pricier, but they're special experiences. So, let's jump right in. So, do you want to take it away with number 5, Steve?
Yeah, so number 5, we have visiting the boardwalk at night. So, just like having that nighttime atmosphere of, going to the restaurants or places like Jelly Rolls or... There's one that we will not mention because it's actually on our worst things to do outside the park, but there is some place at the boardwalk we advise not to go.
You have to watch next week for that one.
Yep.
So,
you could probably guess if you know anything about Walt Disney World, but
I just love this area in general.
Yeah.
So this is if you're not staying at the any of those surrounding resorts, so the Yacht and Beach. What are the
Beach
other
Club,
ones? Beach Club
and Boardwalk.
Yeah, you're going to miss this area, essentially. So it's definitely worth a visit. They've got some awesome things there, like both of the ice cream shops they have there, I love. You've got Beaches and Cream on one side, which is the home of the kitchen sink, which is an experience in itself. And then you've also got the
Ample Hill.
That's the one, Ample Hill. So,
I also want to say something about Beaches and Cream, just quickly, is that a lot of people just think of it as the ice cream place, but don't underestimate their food. I had a really good I forgot what I had, but it was like a super good grilled sandwich, and they have grilled cheeses and soups, and there's lots of good choices. So don't underestimate the food there if you've never had it.
I still need to try it. I've only ever had the ice cream. I'm one of those people that falls into that category. I just see Beaches and Cream and I'm like, oh, yeah.
I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's just on a grill. It's essentially grilled cheeses and just sandwiches and stuff.
That fits the theme of that inside. It's like a diner inside.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
as well. So, no, I need to try that out.
So it's really, really good.
Yeah. All right, okay, moving on to number 4. Oh, I love this one. Okay, so number 4 is the AMC Dine-In Theatre at Disney Springs. Steve and I have both experienced this.
Yep.
This is so cool. So this, for those of you that don't know, is the theatre at Disney Springs. It's owned by AMC. And you can watch anything that's currently playing in theatres. And you can eat and drink at the same time, which is pretty cool. You'll have a server come up to you and take your order throughout the film, and they'll just keep bringing you different snacks and food. So,
yeah, so you essentially are in a super comfortable lazy boy, essentially.
That's true. The seats are much better.
It's not just an average movie theater seat. Yeah. And then in front of you, you have a desk that comes, up to your chest almost.
Yep.
That you can... that's where the waiter will come out and bring you the food that you've ordered or drinks, or that you have a little button that you can press on the table that will bring the waiter or the waitress out to you if, in the middle of the movie, if you decide you want something else or you need a refill on your soda or whatever. So you never, unless you have to go to the bathroom, you never miss any part of the movie to get food.
Yeah. And it's cool, and it's very, very affordable. I've actually got some prices just here. So for this is off of their website at this current time. Obviously, this is always subject to change. But right now for adults, it's $9.49. For children aged 2 to 12 years, it's $7.99. And they actually have senior special as well, which is $7.99. So it's very affordable. I would say keep in mind as well that you're going to be dining, so you're going to pay for the food.
Yeah,
food's what you'd expect to pay. The apps are $8 to $12, I'd say.
It's like Applebee's.
So, it's I'd say it's Applebee's quality.
Yeah.
And it's Applebee's pricing. And it's not bad at all. The food is very good. I've never had really a bad meal in there. It's simple stuff that's hard to
Right.
get on,
I mean, it's not fine dining because, like we said, it's like an Applebee's. So it's nothing fancy, but it's good. It's good enough quality food to have a nice experience while you're watching the movie.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree. Do you want to take us away
Yeah, I'll take
with number 3?
Yep. Renting boats. I love renting boats, especially at Seven Seas Lagoon. Um, I've spent probably too much money renting boats. Like, I love it. But yeah, just driving around Bay Lake in the Seven Seas Lagoon area. You can rent boats also you used to be able to do it at Disney Springs. I don't think you can anymore.
No.
But I think they still have it at Port Orleans Riverside. I think you can still rent boats, and you can rent boats at the Yacht Club.
What can you do at Disney Springs, though? Because they do still have that experience that we've got down as number 3 as well.
So also, this was renting boats / like the amphi cars. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope I am. But that, so for the prices for all the amphi cars is basically like a car that turns into a boat, and that is $125, and you can fit 3 people in the car because you do have a captain. So you don't get to drive, but you do have a captain that will drive you around. And then you can rent boats at any of the other locations you can do a 2-person boat that is $32 per half hour, or a $45 boat for up to 10 people. So they also have another, like a Boston Whaler that does up to 6 people. That's also $45. So, but I love it. And I always, you can get an annual pass holder discount there. When I was a cast member, you used to be able to get half off. So that was really good because then you could get a $45 boat for half off. Well, and at the time it was a $40 boat for half hour. So I would get a $40 boat for half off. So it's $20. Yeah. And then we'd have like 4 or 5 friends. So it was like $5 for an hour or for a half hour, and so we'd each pitch in $10 and have it for a whole hour.
See, this is my thing. If I was paying that, I'd be happy with it. So Steve loves it. This is one where I'm a bit like, meh, like I can see the value in it, but if I've done it once, I've done it 100 times. So it's just a bit pricey for what it is for me, but I can see why it's on the list.
If you really enjoy, do you like boats a lot, or do you just are indifferent?
I mean, yeah, completely different.
So I love, because my parents have a lake house in upstate New York, so I love boats.
Yeah.
So for me, the way I view it is $45 for up to, so if you had like a family of 7 or something like that for $45 for a half hour, and you were skipping out on a park day, you could do like 3 or 4 hours, and it would still be a lot less than a park day would be for that many people.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, as long as you're like splitting it up with a pool day and doing other things, I could see how you could totally fill up a day with being less expensive than a park day and still have a lot of fun.
Yep. I have, again, this seems to be a theme we record a lot of shows on the same day. This happened in other shows. I've just thought of something else we could put on this list, so remind me about an honourable mention at the end, because I've got something to throw on. But let's move on to number 2, which I think is something absolutely awesome. This is the Characters in Flight balloon at Disney Springs. So I'm sure anyone that's been even close to Walt Disney World Resort has seen this, because it's that big hot air balloon that you see up high in the sky. And I think this is just an awesome experience that Disney offers personally, and it's very inexpensive.
Yeah, it's $20 for adults and $15 for children. That's, for Disney prices, that's really good.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm curious about, because I don't want us to be too dated on this video, is it still is called Characters in Flight.
Yes.
But they painted the balloon, so I don't really understand how it's still Characters in Flight, because there are no characters on that balloon.
Maybe the characters are the people.
But
but this is something that if you watch our array of shows that we produce, you'll know who Rhino and Craig are. They're members of our team, and they very recently did this, and they loved it. So, Characters in Flight, really good option. It's something you wouldn't necessarily be able to do this as easily and as inexpensively anywhere else. So, it's definitely up there for me.
Very cool. All right, so on to number 1. We have miniature golf. There's 2 miniature golf courses at Walt Disney World.
There's actually a few more. There's 2 miniature golf places, and each one has two courses, and one of them then has the miniature versions, not to get too detailed, but the miniature versions of the PGA large courses as well.
Yep.
Just to put it out there if you're really into golf. But sorry, Steve, I completely derailed you.
No, you got all the details. I just was being too broad. But for adults, adults are ages 10 plus are $14, and children 3 to 9 are $12.
Yep.
super affordable for Disney again. Once again, I think we did a pretty good job of picking things. I mean, besides maybe renting boats, these are all things that are really pretty affordable.
No, I agree. Mini golf is a cool one as well because where they're located, it's a really cool like add-on to the end of your day. So one of these is located essentially in the parking lot, even though I'm making that sound awful, but it's kind of adjacent to the parking lot at Blizzard Beach, and that's what it's themed after. It's themed after like the whole Blizzard Beach kind of things. And the other one is located across the way. It's right next to the Swan and Dolphin.
Yep.
And that one is themed to Fantasia, yeah. So which is pretty cool too. This is something I always do when my parents come over, and they love it. You know, we get very, very competitive, and awesome. It's just an awesome, well maintained miniature golf course. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, my honourable mention.
Oh yeah.
So I forgot which resort it's at. I think it's Fort Wilderness. They do this. You can do horseback riding.
Oh,
and it's so fun. I forgot the price. You'll have to forgive me and Google it because I just thought of it now whilst we were doing the show. But yeah, it's super fun. I've done this. You can get on the back of a horse and just go through the wilderness there, and it's just, if I remember correctly, it's not very expensive at all. It's very, very affordable, and it's just a lot of fun. It's I wouldn't say it's for everyone in the family. You've got to have a group of people that are willing to do it. Like if you've got some people, some maybe younger children that are a bit scared, you do feel very open on top of that horse. So even I got a bit nervous, but it's still a lot of fun. Where as soon as you start moving and you get used to riding a horse, yeah, it was pretty awesome and pretty cool.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah.
So that wraps it up, right?
It is. Let's go over it quickly once more. So at where's my list? There it is. At number 5, we have got the Boardwalk at Night. At number 4, we have the AMC Dine-In Theatre at Disney Springs. Number 3, we've got renting boats around the Disney resorts, as well as the Amphicar at Disney Springs. Number 2, we've got the Characters in Flight Balloon. And number 1, the mini golf or putt-putt golf, whatever you want to call it. Golfing you can do at Disney. So yeah, that is our list of the top 5 things that you can do outside of the parks at Walt Disney World. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Steve, for for joining me on this.
Yeah, I'd love to. I love these best and worst.
Oh, I do too. We love doing it.
Yeah, it lets us be Disney nerds.
It does, yeah. We have, honestly, we should have a camera rolling when we come up with these lists because we get so scared. We get into it.
We should do like a Patreon exclusive, like behind the scenes of us like nerding. Like we're like doing research, like trying to figure out oh that's a good one. That one's a good one. Like
yeah, we should.
We have a document of all the best and worst that we're like thinking of for future episodes because we're just so excited.
And we do take your ideas on board. So comment below in the comment section. 1, anything that we may have missed, and 2, ideas for future shows, because the ones we really like end up in the document and we will end up doing it. There's a few in there that people have suggested that we will eventually get around to when the time is right. And one day, you never know, you may get your topic covered on the best and worst shows. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week for another edition of the best and worst of Walt Disney World.